And why I needed two mics so I can actually explain whatever I'm supposed to be doing today. Thank you all for your patience. My name is Sunita Pendekanti and I'm the director and founder of Kuchipudi Art Center. I'm a teacher, dancer, natumanar, and also a choreographer. What you see today, hopefully you'll get a gist of what our school does. Starting, next slide please. Just like any other dance forms, the forms that we have seen today, Kuchipudi also follows Natya Shastra. I'm not going to read out the Natya Shastra, the Natya Ramba slokas here. We always start doing the namaskaram to the teachers, to the God first, and then to the teachers, and to the Sabha first, and then to Mother Earth, and start our performance, as you have seen many dancers do today. Next slide, please. And there is another Natya Ramba shloka that you can read through, which I'm not going to spend too much time on. Basically kind of saying any Natya, any of the dance forms will have to start with the hands at the chest and then feet turned like Aramanyu, as most of you know, and start with the right side. In Kuchipudi, we take that very seriously in the Natya Ramba shloka, and we start with tam, digi digi tei. So it's always starting with the right side. I'm sure some of my students here, they do know I keep saying the dance starts with the right hand. So that's what this sloka says. Next slide, please. So we are talking about Ashtavidhanayaka. I'm supposed to be giving a lecture on Ashtavidhanayaka. Before I give out a description of what Ashtavidhanayaka is, Nayika, as you know, is the heroine. When you're telling a story, especially you just heard Vayanti Kashigaru in the AV saying Kuchipudi has to have an Yakshagana element. So we take a story from Bharata, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, and we try to kind of portray in terms of dance. So there, when we're showing a heroine, the heroine is called Nayika. There are various ways of showing a heroine. The various moods of heroine are captured. So here, Bharata has divided the Nayika into various different ways, starting with, Ashtavidhanayaka is one of the things where he captures the moods of the Nayika, whether she's very angry with her lover, or she's kind of like having some sort of a fight with him, or she stops him from coming and meeting her. All of this is happening in Shrungara Rasa. So all the Ashtavidhanayakas we'll be showing today are to do with the Shrungara Rasa. Next slide, please. So when we are talking about Nayikas, not necessarily Ashtavidhanayakas, any Nayika, we divide them into three different ones. A Swiya Nayika is the one who is a married woman who is very faithful to her husband. So when we portray Sita, there is a charm that she uses. There's a voice that she has. The eyes are tilted. The eyes are somewhat like looking down. When she looks at Swiya Nayika, when she looks at her hero, she would look indirectly through the corner of her eye. The way she moves, the way she walks, everything is very poised and structured. Parakiya Nayika is the one who is married to her husband, and then she is actually in love with another man. The best examples we can think of is Meera. It's more of a Madhura Bhakti, not that, not that anything outside, maybe it is, but also she's just like this woman who thinks she's married, but then she thinks of the Lord as her husband. Actually, Radha, Gopikas, any of the Gopikas that are with Krishna in Krishna Leela, we see they fall under Parakiya. So Samanya Nayika is a free woman she has no restrictions. She can go and be with any man that she likes. She can go for a price or just for her will. She's a free bird. Going to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. So again, the Nayikas are divided into Mugdha, Madhya, and Pragalbha. Mugdha is the 16-year-old Nayika who won't initiate the process in terms of love. She is very hesitant. She lets the hero handle the story go forward. Whereas the Madhyanayika is a little experienced. She knows how to handle her man, but then allows him to try to take her to a particular path. Whereas the Pragalpa Manayika, she knows how to control her husband, she knows how to make the first move and all of that. I know there are a lot of young kids here, but then they do the padams, and these are all the things that they will need to understand a little bit before we teach the expression-oriented items to you. And the Nayikas regarding the temperament, using temperament, Uttama, Madhyama, Adhama. Not necessarily Adhama doesn't mean low or in any way. It's basically a Uttama heroine would, in terms, I mean, I'm trying to kind of adjust the mic also here, hopefully you can hear me. A Uttama heroine in terms of sorrow would just do, she's very restrained, she's very self-controlled. Her tears just come, that's how much she feels bad. Like when she's in great sorrow, that's how much she does. Whereas a Madhyama heroine could go a little bit, and then probably a little bit more crying, a little bit more showing her anger, angst, and showing her pain a little bit more. Whereas the Adhama heroine, according to Bharata, is the one who would probably beat her up, beat her chest, cry out loud, and all of that. So when we are portraying different Nayikas, different moods of the Nayikas, these are the things Bharata asks for us, for any dancers, to keep in mind when we are doing Natya. Next slide, please. So, Ashtavidha Nayika, I would like to talk about Swadhina Bhadraka. So when Swadhina Bhadraka, she knows her man is hers. So the body language moves very up. She's very confident about her man. She challenges people. Like for example, okay, so I'll go back to Sthai Bhavas. The reason why I put the Sthai Bhavas here is there's so many expressions that we need to show when we are portraying a story. And the Sthai Bhavas is the dominant mood of that particular song. For example, I just said Swadhina Bhadraka, right? So Smara Sundaram Gumni Satiyo. There is a body language. Even Satyabhama, there is a body language she uses. She's very confident. The way she moves, the way she looks, and the way she compares her husband, saying, you all can go and try it, but my husband will not fall for you. So that kind of control she has. So all these emotions are shown in using those Sthai Bhavas, different Sthai Bhavas, Vyabhichari Bhavas, and Satvika Bhavas. So I'm hoping some of the students who are here, they know some of this terminology. Sthai Bhavas are basically, you can read through, Rati, Hasa, Krodha, Utsaha, Bhaya, Chukupsa, Vismaya, and Shoka. All of these to do with the Navrasas too, I'm sure you all know. And a couple of other bhavas like Nirveda and Sama are also introduced later on after Bharata, after Natya Shastra. So Nirveda, Sama, when does it come? A Nayika, when she heard, for example, Nala Damayanti. Damayanti was left alone in a forest by Nala. She gets up and suddenly sees that there's nobody there. Nala left her. And then she doesn't know what to do. It's a forest with many dangerous animals, and she gets worried about how she's going to survive. There, after pining for him, after going mad, after going crazy, many levels of these bhavas, Vyabhichari bhavas go through. She's going through, this is all in Shrungara Rasa. She's going through sorrow. But then there are many layers that come when, and those Sanchari bhavas that we are discussing here come handy when you're portraying a character. I'll come to the Ashtavidha Nayika in the interest of time. There's a lot to discuss, but I would like to. Next slide, please. So I just talked about Swadhina Bhadraka, where she says, Smara Sundaranguni Satiyo. She says, who is there who can match up to my Lord? Have you seen him? He is as mighty as a mountain. He is as dignified as an elephant. Have you seen him walk? The way he walks is just like, 1,000 mandalas put together. Have you seen him? She talks about her man in Smara Sundaramani, Jamani. And then she also says, my man, if he promises something, he will never let go. He will make sure that I get it. And you, beautiful women, you try to distract my man or try to entice him, he will never look at you. Have you seen that? That's what she put it. So there's so many levels. She's so confident about her man. And same thing in reference to Kuchipudi, in Satyabhama. There is a Pravesha Daru. I'm sure some of you must have seen Bhama Kalapa. In Pravesha Daru, Satyabhama, there's one charanam. It says, Attaha samute sisurala gettika. Attaha samute sisurala ittegali china parijatamu. Means, Attaha samute sisurala. You made such a big noise, went on a war, went against the Devas, and got the Parijata plant. And I'm the one, Satyabhama, who got it planted in my backyard. That is the kind of Satyabhama I am. That's what she says. So it's basically the Swatina Bhadraka to give you an understanding of this particular Nayika, Nayika Avastha. She's very confident about her man, and then she thinks that nobody can steal him from her. Next slide, please. Vasata Sajjika is this Nayika who is a very happy one. She dresses up very beautifully. She gets ready for her Lord. She prepares nice flowers. There is this Kuchipudi item, I'm sure some of you must have seen. Krishna Sabda. Swami Rara. She tries so many ways to entice her husband. She prepares nice, beautiful garlands. She asks him to come, and then she entices him that way. She compares him with the ocean. She compares him with the mighty mountains, and she says, please come. She prepares so many things, tries to entice him, asking him to come. Please come, please come. You won't come? Okay, fine, I'll find other ways. So she's very patient. She loves to dress up. She loves to invite her man over. That's what is Masika Sajjika. I'm trying to kind of shorten what Bharata has explained in Natya Shastra so that we all understand what this is about. The next slide, please, is Abhisarika. Technically, when we see Abhisarika, we see somebody waiting at the door, waiting, irrespective of what other people think. She just doesn't care. Abhisarika is that woman. She's waiting and pining for her Lord. But then you know what? What people think doesn't really matter to her. She just goes. She has no problem going, knowing other people knowing about her emotions. That's Abhisarika. There's a beautiful item Mami had done with couple of dancers actually, very good dance teachers, and she has done a small little demo. And I remember seeing it when I was a child. Although it is in Bharatanatyam, we try to also incorporate in Kuchipudi. So, Chudare Adi Nadiche Hoyalu means, look at her. Have you seen how she's walking? So Kalaimamani Mami had actually divided it into 3 different ways. One is same song. 3 different women are sitting and looking at the Abhisarika and saying, have you seen how she is walking? One, making it very funny. The second one is extremely mad that she's doing that. The third one is like, just can't believe that this is happening. So I'll just show you how for each one of the rasas. That's the first line. The second one is basically these are all the people who are on the street where Abhisarika lives, and then one line is judging that woman. The second one is she's like, she just can't believe. I can't believe this is happening. Is her way of judging, or like her way of saying Chudare. And the third one is she's so angry. I can't believe this. This woman has no shame. So that's how those 3 people on the street are judging the Abhisarika Nayika. Next slide, please. So I want to say for Abhisarika, generally it is the other woman running away, running and looking, not caring about what other people think. In Bhama Kalapam also, we like to believe, in Satyabhama waits near the door, in the Bodhibodaru. She waits for Krishna to come to her. She wonders where he is. So those things are also, she also goes through this avastha. Abhisarika avastha is in Satyabhama. Roshiti Bhatrika is a married woman or a woman in love whose husband has gone away. Even if it is temporarily, she just can't handle the separation from the husband. So she's very sad. She's trying to get him back. Asks all the Sakhis, where is my husband? Have you seen him? Like for example, Madana. Madana is the one, the god of love. She says, Madana, I just can't take your effect on me. And then Madana Gopala, why are you staying away from me? I am unable to bear the pangs of Manmadha. Please save me from this. So she goes through all those emotions as Proshita Bhatrika. She actually, as entire Bhama Kalapam, in the past they used to do it for like about 3 days, going through each and every avastha, each and every Daravu of Satyabhama. And the entire thing is about being in that stage. She sees Krishna. She wants him to be with her. When he comes, she fights with him. He goes away. Again, she's in pain. Again, she sends her Sakhis to go find him. So there's a continuously, she's in that avastha, Roshita Bhatrika avastha. Next one. Virahot Kandita, we all know. She is again the same, Madana, I can't bear the separation from you. I just can't hear the beautiful birds chirping in my garden, which I loved in the past. But I just can't. Chukapika nikarambulu. Okinchuka karuninchaka. Kuyan dodage. So she's saying, I can't bear the separation. Even the beautiful breeze is hurting me. And the chirping of birds is hurting me. I can't take this anymore. Please come and save me. And of course, the most famous one, most of you know probably, mostly Bharatanatyam folks, is the Cheline Natlu, where she kind of goes through the Virohat Kandita avastha. She's really desperate. She loves the man. And she wonders why he had to go to the woman next door in spite of her being waiting here. Why is he kind of going in a philandering ways? The next one, please. So Kalahandrita is the one, again, Kalahandrita is the heroine who fights with the hero. Again, that's the same cycle. She fights with the hero when he comes. She wants him back when he's not there, and all. You know, she goes through that emotions in a circular way. So she in Bhama Kalapam, I want to show a small dialogue where Satyabhama and Madhavi, her Sakhi, talk. So Madhavi says, Amma Satyabhama, ee madhya mana Swami varu ichitaku ravatane ledu endukantavamma. Then Satyabhama says, she is Satyabhama. Why is he not coming? Madhavi is asking. She is Satyabhama. She says, Hin cheppane Madhavi, okanoka naju kelika grahuna hamsatulika kalpamupai sayaninchi undaga Swami varu sarvabharanavalu alankarinchukuni nannu tatti niddru lepi niludattam mundu nilipi bhava neevu andagattava leka nenu andagadina. So what I just said comes in the Vachika Abhinaya of Kuchipudi. When you see a elaborated Yakshagana, this is what they do. Satyabhama, the woman or a man who is dressed as a Satyabhama, they mount the dialogues. That is the important, like that is the special feature of Kuchipudi. So I just wanted to do this for that sake. So she says, when I was sleeping, Swami Varu came and then he woke me up and asked me if he's beautiful or I am beautiful. He's all dressed up when he came. Then she says, Madhavi asks, okay, what did you say? Em cheppavamma? Then he immediately says, She says, I am the beautiful one. Obviously, he got up and then ran away again. So this is the state of Kalahandrita. Kalahandrita doesn't really mean she's fighting in a big way or anything. Even small things as he's just looking for some appreciation. He just came, and then suddenly she says something that kind of ticks him off, and that's the Kalahandrita avastha. Next one, please. Khandita again is an Nayika who is extremely strong woman. She won't take any mess from her man. I'm going to give a very popular other. Indendu vacheti aladani. She's saying, why did you come here? You thought it is that woman's house? That woman's house? Who is so cunning? I am not that cunning. Why did you go there? Go to the other street. That's where she lives. Go there. Why did you come? And she closes it. She has no problem closing the door on his face. She's a very strong woman. So that's the Khandita Nayika. Even in Satyabhama, in Kuchipudi, we do say, again, one of the examples is I have just given, how she kind of keeps saying, that's as a Kalahandrita, sometimes she kind of is very sarcastic. Very, very sarcastic. Even in Indenduvisi, she can sarcasm, she says, why did you come now? Why did you come? Did you mistake it is Rukmini's house? I don't even want to see you. You can go. You took too long. So she does that. She does ask Krishna to, and then she just, we all know that that movie, I forget which movie that was, I'm sure Ryan would know, where Jamuna and NTR, the Satyabhama kind of kicks him, although it's not there in most of the things, but it's a cinematic thing, but that's the Khandita Nayika. She won't hesitate to punish her man when it comes to love. Next slide, please. So Vipralabdha Sringara goes on with again separation. The married woman, she knows he's coming back. Without Khandita, he may not even come back. Whereas Vipralabdha, she's a married woman. He will come back. Even within that, just like Satyabhama goes through all the avasthas, the Madanadaru, all of those things, the entire Lekha she writes to Sri Krishna, asking him to come. That's all Vipralabdha avastha. With this, I'd like to end my Ashtavidhanayika presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was clear.